Well done, thank you. I didn't know about the holler, so that would have been awkward. Happy to see all the smiling faces here, none more so than you guys. I'm happy that we are all able to celebrate in such grand style here, so well done, guys. Thank you very much. For those of you who don't know, I'm Nick DeFors. I'm Mike's friend going back to the start of college at DePaul in 2000. I actually knew Mike from one of our first classes together, which was called Philosophy in the Public Space. The class was actually a 300 level, taught by the department head of philosophy, the inscrutable Peg Birmingham. And it was not for the faint of heart or mind. We suffered through it together, though, but not before learning about philosopher Hannah Arendt. Good old Hannah was a German who believed that the public space was one where the act of philosophizing could be done for the sake of itself and not for the sake of survival or financial promotion. In the public space, you could make ideas for the sake of ideas. So it's funny that we have come full circle, where we are now in a public space dedicated to that same ideal, where ideas are not as much discussed as they are written and sung. Nashville, the country music home of America. The philosophers here, though, they don't count Arendt in their ranks as much as the names y'all might recognize, like Johnny Cash, Garth Brooks, and Dolly Parton. So pardon me if I plagiarize and paraphrase a bit, but let's see if Peg would give me an A+ for using their ideas and telling you a little bit about my good friend Mike Hespin. As most of you know, Mike has some friends in low places. But blame it all on his roots. He's from Ohio.
Cut his mic!
Mike and I first bonded over the fact that in our moves to Chicago, we had split our lives, him from Ohio and me from Michigan. And it made for a fun rivalry, with me basically waffling on my favorite football teams from week to week, depending on who Ohio State was playing. But an even bigger thing we bonded over was playing rugby, where we spent many a day and night dirty and intoxicated, looking for as much mischief and mayhem as our parents' tuition payments would allow.
Oh, no.
We eventually had enough dirt on each other, though, that we moved in together, only to get more dirt, which we probably could spend a whole day celebrating all on its own. Maybe later you can ask how we got a couch on the roof of our apartment. Or ask about DePaul Rugby Sniper School. Or you can ask about the time that the Chicago police locked Mike's keys in his trunk. You can even ask how we were weekly karaoke gods at O'Malley's. Every time I hear Take It Easy by the Eagles or Travis Tritt, I'm back at that bar, sweaty and hoarse. And as Kenny Chesney said, we were growing up too fast, and I do recall wishing time would stop right in its tracks. Every time I hear that song, I go back. Or you can ask about how Mike was there to give me a hand a few times when little Nicky was overserved and needed an extra pair of arms and legs to move. Weekend at Bernie's. Rugby guys can get a little nuts, but it was always good knowing that in a pinch, Mike could be relied upon to lend you his bathtub as a bed. In 2004, we needed to get big boy jobs, and after a brief bit of schooling in Cincinnati, Mike was on the road again back to Chicago. We were starting our careers, and we were in that weird twilight zone of post-college employment where we still felt right as long as there was light from a neon moon. Thank you, Brooks and Dunn. This moon happened to be the Blarney Stone, the worst bar on the Wrigleyville Strip that Mike lived above after school. But if there's one thing Mike Hespin can do, he can make any situation into an opportunity for fun. And he didn't miss this opportunity at the Blarney Stone, where between bringing up cases of Blue Moon from the cellar, Mike bartended like he was on the stage at Coyote Ugly. I was living in the suburbs and visited him a few times, and as soon as his apartment had a free bedroom, I moved in. So yes, once again, we crammed in as much fun as our entry-level jobs could afford us to, and this time with just a little bit less mayhem. Not much. When the Stone finally released her little smooth but firm grasp on us, our jobs got a little more serious. Mike bought his first condo, and I moved in with my then-girlfriend, Joy. I managed to botch that, and found myself at Mike's mercy on his doorstep with hat in hand. Once again, Mike demonstrated his dependability and adaptability and let me surf his couch for a few weeks until I could land a new place. Once again, we had fun, and once again, it was with just a little less mayhem. We grew up a little more, with our jobs and lives getting more serious, and it was then that Mike told us about and introduced us to Kate, a girl whom he had known at DePaul and had just reconnected with. As our group of friends watched their relationships grow, I was reminded of a Rascal Flatts song, Broken Road, and remembered how Mike had set out on a narrow way many years ago, hoping he would find true love along the broken road. He got lost a time or two, but wiped his brow and kept pushing through. Even Johnny Cash would say that she had a way to keep him on her side. She gave cause for love he couldn't hide. She knew that he'd even try to turn the tide. Because of Kate, Mike walks the line. Mike, it has been a fun and hilarious 14 years of knowing you, with a lot of memories that can't be put into a speech, whether due to time or taste. And looking back, I can say thank you. Thank you for your reliability. I always know I can rely on you for anything, even being pass out Mike by 10 o'clock. Thank you for getting my back through thick and thin. I know your dedication to your friends will and always does translate to your dedication to Kate. Kate, from what I and Randy Travis know about Mike, he's going to love you forever and ever, amen. So folks, if you'd raise a glass and toast Mike and Kate in the immortal words of the great philosopher Dolly Parton. We wish you joy and we wish you happiness, but above all this, we wish you love. Cheers.